this morning. We'll send it over to Art now. He's got a look at our forecast.
All right, and away we go. Storm Runner showing us what's happening out there in Winona right now, driving through with wet roadways continuing on. You notice you don't see a lot of snow on the ground anymore because that rainfall pretty much took it away. Let's get into what it looks like as we go right into areas today. We do have that the spring storm popping in right now with an alert day today, and I'm carrying this over till 3 p.m. This is more of a precautionary tale. Getting into isolated thunderstorms this morning, hail size up to 1 inch potentially. More is on the way as we get into damaging winds and maybe a tornado. But that tornado, I suspect, if it does occur, it will be brief, working its way all the way towards Madison. We're looking at all areas south of I-94 as you get into it. You've got, again, the winter weather alert coming in, our advisory in play. That ends at 10 a.m. We'll get into the storms. That goes through the morning as well, possibly into the early afternoon. We've got PM storms popping in there, so I see AM, PM with potential for damaging winds. So that's what's happening. You get into it here, we get into the 7 o'clock hour. You've got the thunderstorm potential that I already mentioned, possibly kind of sweeping over to Wisconsin Dells. So that's why normally some folks would probably say, yeah, we don't really need an alert day today because everything's moving eastward. Well, I just want to keep you in the loop as to what's going on. By the 9 o'clock hour, we get a little bit of a push coming in, opening up the skies down by Preston, working across the Mississippi River going into the noon hour. So light rainfall potentially. Then a mix of rain and snow is back up to the north again, back over to Ladysmith. So they're still back in the snow and rainfall. Coming out of Minnesota here, you're also looking at crossing the Mississippi with light to moderate rainfall coming in, heavy at times, working into the northern portion of our region. It carries over towards Ladysmith, tapers down a bit, but you see Eau Claire finally getting into some type of rainfall. That's why you saw in my last hit the possibility of thunderstorm activity for them, not out of the question. We'll see that sweep across the region while we start to lose most of the rainfall down to the south by the 4 o'clock hour. It begins to weaken for us and into your evening commute. Rain starts to tick out of the area going all the way into the northeast, and we get a little bit more quiet. But not necessarily done yet. Why? Because you've got another mix of rain and snow cutting back again, crossing the Mississippi River and heading back over from Minnesota all the way into the area up to the north along I-94, where the possibility of that continues to sweep in all the way into the 5 a.m. hour for tomorrow, but we are dry down to the south. All right, so that's what's happening. As far as snow amounts, mostly up to about 1 to about 4 inches of snow. Potentially you could see a little higher amounts out of the region by Wausau, less as you get down to the south, possibly a trace or less because of the rainfall. That begins to break down. Ice is no longer an issue anymore, thankfully. Rainfall possibilities, you see a little bit lighter. We're looking at maybe 1/4 of an inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch in your forecast. When I come back, I'll have you a better overview of how this all plays out, so please stick around.